We gonna, instead of beating you in front of all these slaves, we're gonna take away all this money.
We're gonna strip you
and show you. We gonna make an example out of you. See what I'm saying? Now you talking about the NFL union, bro. There's what is there? 90. There's over 80% black people or minorities, right?
Right.
People of color, right? So if you really want to take a stand, bro, I ain't playing it. You know, if you really want to be a martyr, this and that, but look what happened to Kaepernick. Do that shit if you want to, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Yep. So it's that type of shit. They ain't gonna do shit to him. People gonna say what they saying. Look at what Ray doing. Them motherfucking NFL players can't even do a podcast and comment on this shit, or they ass won't be playing, or they'll never play again. See what I'm saying? So they got all this money, but they can't even fucking talk until they get out of the league, like Matt Barnes and whatchamacallit have their own podcast and say what the fuck they want because of no back.
Right, but I mean, it's just like, you know, with your jobs and the things of the places of employment, you know, we do what we do here, but there's certain lines that I won't cross. You know what I mean? I got people on my staff that watch this show. You see what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, it's things that, you know, I mean, I know where I get my money at, so I know how, you know, how far I can go with certain shit. You know what I'm saying? In order to maintain that shit. You know, and if you want to stand on some shit and risk that, nigga, to make a point, then I salute that. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's like, you talking about football players, these motherfuckers get paid. They sign contracts. So it's not, you know, I get I get what you're trying to say, but at the same time, you know, these motherfuckers are compensated too. And if that's what they choose to do, like a Colin Kaepernick, and sacrifice that, they're more welcome to do that too. But you can't have it both ways. That's just how this is. Ali lost his career, 3 years of his fucking career, his prime years in boxing, because he stood on something that he believed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Colin Kaepernick, he stood on something he believed in. And, you know, and that's the sacrifice. You know, you're going to lose that. And especially when it comes to athletics, you only got a certain window of time to do the shit that you're trying to do, you know, or impact you're trying to make when it comes to sports.
Once again,
the sad part is there's no freedom of speech. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is more censored here. We are more censored here than the other places they keep talking about ain't free. That's what's so stupid. It's all about how they come back to get you for what you say. The private, they have some type of privatization that somebody comes out of the woodwork to get you, and then it becomes a big story, twist the story, twist it around. So it's not about what you really were saying and not about what it really is about. They need it to be the narrative that they're going to do. What they did with Colin. Never did they even try to figure out really what he was talking about. And it didn't help himself when he wore the pig socks. But I mean, they twisted, added to the military. Because a lot of the guys were that were in the military before that. They did all that shit there. It's the same way they always do.
So, but like, you know, when it comes to, when we talk about him, since you're talking about that, I mean, this whole thing about him kneeling, man, wasn't even about any of that. That was the convenient excuse for him, because he was pouting because he was fucking benched. That's what it all started from. That's why he was fucking sitting down. And when they asked him at the time, that was what his response was. And then it fucking snowballed off of that. That's all it was. That's the true story of it and how it started.
I think that it got where it got because he wore, remember the socks he put on, the pig socks.
But you know, ultimately, you know, the NFL, he would have still been playing in the league. He didn't want to re-sign. He knew there wasn't nobody else gonna fucking sign him. But the 49ers offered him a contract. He didn't choose. He chose free agency, and now he never played again.
And that's really that thing right there. He could have played if he had just the contract thing. He could have played.
He chose not to sign. It was like $16 million for that year or whatever. I remember people all over Facebook.
Yes, right around $17 million.
Misinformation, and people were, if the league would have signed you, or if the 49ers, they were talking shit about the 49ers. It was a meme or something going out. People was posting this shit, and I'm like, this is the shit where you dumb motherfuckers that don't read shit. The 49ers was the only team that offered him a fucking contract. He chose not to sign the motherfucking contract. Nobody else, none of the other team in the league was gonna sign his motherfucking ass. He knew that.
Even at the truth on that part there, we also talk about what was said and what was done after the fact when it went the direction it did. If I say these brutality on cops and the rest of, brutality from cops and the rest of stuff, how does it get to be the military and the nation? This was NFL's doing on that part.
They had a deal. They were getting money. You know what I'm saying? There was a money thing involved with this thing here. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't a good look for him doing that. The thing is I forget the player's name. He said that you kneel to honor. You know what I'm saying? Fallen soldiers. You know, it's not disrespectful to kneel to the flag. Motherfuckers didn't get that. That was kind of crazy to me. But that's what that was. And that's where he adopted that from, because he was sitting down during the national anthem. And his answer was because of that. But it was really because he was fucking proud. And the reason why I don't fucking really rock with him, because I did early on. But when you don't really step out front of something like this and say, and speak, you know what I'm saying? It allowed people to take this narrative in all different type of directions, and this is something that you were doing. So now here we are having this conversation, talking about this thing and where it came from and how it manifested. And he never got in front of this. He never really got out and said anything. He had his moments, but it was never anything impactful, other than when he made those statements and this is why he's doing this. And then he had the big afro and wear Black Panther clothes and all that type of shit, nigga. Now it was like it's Halloween, nigga.
Doing a lot of.
You don't. He was like the 90s I'm just saying, like
of the Black Panthers, 90s version.
I mean, that or Shaft. I'm like, nigga, like to me, when it came to this whole situation, like, nigga, you playing now. What do you don't really want to play fucking football, nigga. You want to be a fucking activist, nigga. You reading the books, them history, them white people that raised you, them good white people that raised your ass up and gave you an opportunity, because them black motherfuckers that had your ass, they couldn't deal with you. You see what I'm saying? And so then it's like you get out here and now you get learning your history and all this type of shit, nigga, and you boom, nigga had the whole Afro pick thing going on, all that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't saying nothing. After that, what is it? Because the people looking at you, they're riding for you. You got little
waiting
kids
waiting for you to make a move at some type of
little
leader.
Kids at football games taking these motherfuckers at volleyball, soccer, all this shit, and you ain't saying nothing. You say 14.9 million is what he turned down. That's his fault. Yeah, like I said. 15, 16 million. Yeah, that's his fault. I wouldn't have never, I mean, if it was about playing football, you take the contract, right?
Yep. Work to play that year. Go on.
He had a good year that year too, though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's, like, he had a decent year. They was gonna give you that. Why don't you know what I'm saying? But then you doing this, and then it turned into the league won't sign you. The league won't sign you. That's the narrative. They keep telling you that, but nigga, you had a contract on the table with the Niners and you didn't take it. Fuck out of here.